You never finish your own fries. It's a waste of food and money.
But someday I'm gonna finish them, Mom, and today could be that day. Don't you feel it, Mom? Come on.
Come on.
Yeah, Mom. See, Mom, even the speaker guy says I should have my own fries, and he does this for a living.
Damn, I should have waited to record that video until today. So maybe this will just be like the intro. Hey guys, what's going on? No, this is just the intro to the video. New mic. This video doesn't use it, but I will record the next following videos using this mic. And I have some ideas for the next videos. They might be me playing a game. I've been taking notes of like some ideas I've got. Mainly what games I could play while yapping. So yeah, there's some good ones on there. It's mainly older games because I don't got the money to shell out $70 for a new game, if I'm being honest. So yeah, if anyone does watch this, peep game, look at the screen. If you see something you like, let me know, I'll play it. If not, recommend something. All right, enjoy the vid. I'm using my terrible DualSense PlayStation mic. So yeah, appreciate you guys. Peace. Today's Wednesday, February 4th. It is 2:54 p.m. I woke up maybe like an hour or two ago. So yeah, I just got finished eating. I woke up pretty late, so I had to eat enough to like compensate for missing breakfast. So I kind of had a big brunch, I guess, and I feel like taking a nap. Anyways, that's my excuse for the low energy. Oh yeah, today's Wednesday. Wow. Yeah, so Monday I did my exams, or at least 2 of them. Believe it or not, I haven't dropped out of the math course yet. I still think I should, and I really need to, if I'm being honest. The past 2 learning checks I just haven't done. I've been doing the homework. The unit test is due next Tuesday. It was due this Sunday, but she changed it till next Tuesday. But yeah, I did my exam for my humanities course and my exam for my computer intro course. Computer intro course, I believe I got 100 on it. It was 1 attempt, 20 questions, and for some reason on Canvas it says like the max amount of points is 99.9, which is odd. When I submitted it, I didn't get my score back, but I checked Canvas and it said I got 99.9 out of 99.9. But I don't know if it just put that in there until he grades it, or I'm not sure. I'm gonna just say I got 100. The humanities exam, not gonna lie, that was tough. It was 20 questions also, 25 minutes though. Yeah, I thought I was gonna finish it with maybe a few minutes to spare. No, I finished it with maybe like a minute and a half, 2 minutes left, maybe less than that. I think I got like a 92. It didn't give us a percentage, it just gave us the max amount of points you could get was 50, and I think I got like 40 something. I did like the conversion afterwards and it was like a 92. The humanities has 2 attempts, so I can take it again anytime this week. My humanities course is the one course that's like really heavy on like academic dishonesty. So this exam had a good amount of instructions for just 20 questions. 80% of it was just like academic dishonesty shit. The wording this teacher uses for like the syllabus and assignments is very like always on the attack. Like always already assuming we're gonna cheat. When it's like, dude, I get it's an online course. I understand that. But just assuming everyone's gonna cheat, give us a chance, bro. I haven't cheated at all in this class. So anyway, yeah, I took the exams. I finished my project for my computer intro course. The project from last week, it was one that we submitted through one of the websites we use for our coursework, and it immediately grades it. This one's like an assignment we have to turn into the instructor and wait to get a grade back. So he's actually gonna grade it, I think. Again, this is a computer intro course with a teacher that didn't even put their name on the syllabus. So maybe he's just gonna give it a little once over. It is an infographic, so I mean, I guess you can just give it a once over. It didn't come out great, I'm gonna be honest. I've never made an infographic before. I've made a brochure and I've made a cereal box, oddly enough, for this course I had in high school. And we use some Adobe program. I'm blanking on the name. It's some Adobe program. InDesign. Whoa, I think it's called Adobe InDesign. I'm not even gonna double check that. I think that's correct though. Yeah, so I made a brochure and I made a cereal box before, but I've never made a infographic, which in my opinion, this is more like artsy and more design focused. And I feel like it came out okay enough, you know, but I like it. Yeah, when I was exporting it, I was messing with the settings to get the format right, and I accidentally included a setting that shows you like how long you worked on the project and all the little details. So when I was looking at the PDF, I was like, oh, it exported right. And then there was a page below it, and it was like 500 minutes. I'm like, 500 minutes? That's like 8 hours. And I only worked on it yesterday. I didn't work on it for 8 hours straight, but I guess I had it open on my laptop for 8 hours straight. And when you see it, you're gonna be like, really, bro? 8 hours, bro? We had to make it in Microsoft Word. Everything we've learned about Microsoft Word up until this point has literally strictly been about like document-based shit. You're typing something up, you're writing up something, an essay or whatever, formatting paragraphs and indents and margin, headings, and making tables, that shit. Not making infographics, right? Because to make an infographic in Word, you got to use the shapes, you got to insert pictures, and you got to use the lines and
all a bunch of different shit. And then messing with, I didn't even know there was an option in where when you're making shapes and shit, there's like a whole other toolbar. Once I figured out I could make the shapes kind of like glassy and clear, I was like, oh yeah, fruit of your arrow, I got this. Spent 4 hours on that, scrapped it because it looked awful. Yeah, like there's so much you could do, and none of that we learned. We didn't learn any of that. It looks okay. It's just we had to cram a lot of information on this, and we couldn't use any templates. Like literally everything you're gonna see when I show the infographic, if I show it, I did by hand, I guess you could say. I have an essay due Sunday. I have a learning activity due for my speech class. Yeah, the essay is for my humanities course. I joined a Discord about like writing focused. I don't use Discord, if I'm being honest. Like, I need someone to review this essay when I eventually write it. It is Wednesday. I plan my week out so I can spend Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday on the exams, the project, and then I'm gonna do the learning activity today. So then I can spend the rest of the week on the essay, and then I got like a little small assignment due. So I'm gonna start the essay tomorrow, but I need someone to review it. You know, I need like someone else to give it a once over. You know, just make sure it's okay. It's someone who knows how to write. You know, so that's why I was like, you know what, I don't have anyone like that. So I was like, let me just join a Discord. And you know, funny enough, there's actually a Discord about writing, and there's writers in there. It seems more focused and geared. I glanced over some of the channels, and it seems more like creative writing. Not saying like academic writing isn't creative, but it seems like this Discord is more geared towards like fantasy writers and fiction and like building up stories and plots and characters, you know, that type of, which is really cool, super interesting. But I need someone more in line of like, hey, your MLA format is ass, your references page is bad, you know, your citations, that's basically plagiarism. You know, I need that kind of critique. So hopefully I can find someone in there, and hopefully I can find someone within like a day of me submitting it, because I'm gonna try to do it tomorrow. I'm gonna try to write it all in one day. I'm gonna try to do a free write, and then maybe like 1 or 2 drafts, because I got a feeling he's gonna ask me for those, thinking I cheated or something. I just have a feeling. So yeah, I'm gonna try to do that tomorrow, or maybe Thursday, Friday. So I'm gonna have to try to find someone like 2 days before, like Friday, Saturday. I have to find someone who's willing and capable of reviewing my essay. After saying it all out loud, it sounds very unlikely to happen, but I'm gonna try, and we'll see what happens. That's something I've kind of noticed, is that I've rewatched the videos I post on this channel, and there's a lot of mistakes I've made with editing. I keep repeating myself, but they do take a long time for me to edit, so there's bound to be mistakes. But I usually do them like I give them a once over before I upload them. But you know, I went back like the other day and I was like, whoa, there's some editing errors, especially in one of them when I was doing like the blurring from my personal information. There's like a 1.5 second little snippet where you could see my personal information. I had to go back in the YouTube studio and blur it out. Oh yeah, I recorded a few more voice memos, which I'm thinking of dialing back on them, because it kind of, the mic quality is very bad. I'm sorry about that. The last video, I didn't think they'd come out sounding like that. And these ones are even worse, because one of them is recorded in my car while I'm driving, and yeah, it's pretty rough. I may or may not include it. I'll think about it. What's something else that's happened this week? I watched the James Bond movies. Not all of them. I watched Casino Royale and then Quantum of Solace. Casino Royale was really good. Quantum Solace was alright. I kind of enjoyed it. I was doing my assignment during all this, my infographic. The first one, Casino Royale, let me go see what I gave it on Letterboxd. I think I gave it like 3.5 stars. Yeah, I gave Casino Royale 3.5 stars. Oh, I've watched a few movies the past couple days. I've watched a few movies the past few days. Okay, I guess we can go over those. You already know I watched High Rollers. I already talked about that. Movie sucked. I watched Equilibrium with, what's his name? I'm blanking on his name. Christian Bale. Fucking dope movie. I don't know why I've never seen it until now. That movie is so fucking cool, and I didn't know that's where like Gun Kata originated. At least I think. Dope ass movie. Go watch it. Again, I'm not gonna spoil any movie I talk about. I'm not gonna go too in depth, because I'd rather you just watch it. Even if it's a movie like High Rollers and it sucks, watch it with somebody, and it's still gonna suck, but it's not gonna suck as much. But Equilibrium, I gave 3 stars. I watched Tron Ares. Meh. It was mid. There was a few times in the movie where I was like, man, they still got it. You know what I mean? I was like, this is one of those movies where it made me realize that these studios, these big budget, high budget, you know, movie studios that pump out these crazy movies every year that suck, you know, for the past decade, that they can still make good movies. Because Tron Ares, there was a few scenes in this movie where I was like, dude, if they just kept this up throughout the movie, this energy, this movie would have been like a 4. You know what I mean? A 4 out of 5. This movie would have been great. They have those moments that last a couple minutes at most, and then it just kind of flatlines and goes back into that groove of, you know, how movies are nowadays. For instance, okay, I'm gonna spoil something right now. Spoilers for Tron Ares. You're probably not gonna watch it. Who cares? The movie kind of sucks. There's a scene towards the end where Ares is fighting, blanking on her name, but like his, not subordinate, but kind of like his old partner. You know, he broke out of the Matrix or whatever, and he's actually in real life now. He's real, and this was his old partner, and they were together, blah blah blah. And he's fighting her, and there's a scene when he's fighting her and like her 2 goons. The 2 goons have staves with the beams coming off them. You know, he's like dodging the beams, and that fight was cool because they were actually using the Tron items in an interesting way. He was fighting them in a way so that it would block off the main chick from, you know, third party, you know? So he would like have them swinging their stabs in a certain way to make those light beams block her off from getting in the fight. And then there's a scene where he kills one of them. He takes their staff, he like swings it underneath himself so the beam goes beneath him, and then he jumps off the light beam. It was the dopest shit I've seen in any Tron movie ever, if I'm being honest. And that was a like 10-second clip. You see what I mean? And then there's a point in the movie where he gets sucked into like that old computer, but like, what's his name? Kevin Flynn, his like, I don't know, his AI doppelganger, I guess, is in there. And he's talking with him, but when he first gets in that world and sucked into that world, it goes back to like the first Tron movie, like the old school Tron era, and that was pretty cool. He's talking to like a bit, that was cool. I liked it. It was cute. And those are the only 2 moments in the movie where I can really glaze. That's what I'm talking about though. There's those couple moments, it's just like they still got it, but they choose not to make movies, the entire movies, that good. It's like, y'all could do it. They just, you know. So it kind of sucked. Tron Ares, 2.5 stars. I watched Wonder Man TV show, new show on Disney Plus. Go watch it. I'm not gonna say anything about it. That show was great. Great actors, great cast selection, great story, great characters to choose. Just really good. I watched Send Help, a newer movie. Pretty sure it came out in the past couple weeks. Really good. I liked it. It has the lady from Mean Girls, Rachel McAdams, and the dude from Maze Runner, Dylan O'Brien. 2 opposite ends of the spectrum in terms of like acting in movies, but they work really well together in this movie. Again, I don't know why I'm acting like a movie reviewer. It was a good movie. I liked it. Directed by Sam Raimi, the dude who made the Spider-Man movies. I've only ever seen the Spider-Man movies from him, so not a lot to base it off of, but this movie was good. He's got a good track record. Good movie. Very good movie. I liked it. I watched Godzilla Minus One. I gave Send Help 3.5 stars. I didn't say. I watched Godzilla Minus One. This is a movie I tried watching a couple years ago. When it first came out, I tried bootlegging it. Godzilla Minus One is one of the few movies where there was no good, like, bootleg version online for a long time. So I just gave up on it. And then eventually it came to streaming, but I just wasn't interested in watching it, if I'm being honest. And recently, a couple days ago, I watched it. Great movie. Another movie, I'm not gonna say a word. Great movie. I gave it 4 stars. Amazing. Amazing. Go watch it. The best Godzilla movie. There's a review on Letterboxd where someone's like, is it weird that I came out of this movie liking the human characters more than Godzilla? And it's like, that's so true. Anyways. Yeah, then I watched Casino Royale. Gave that 3.5 stars. Pretty good movie. Really good. And then I watched Quantum Solace, and it was mid. I didn't give it a rating. It was mid. Plus, I was doing my assignment, so I couldn't really give it a fair, review. That's the movies I've watched past week. Anyways, appreciate you guys for watching. Hope you had a good week. And yeah, peace. Wait, I'm back. Real quick, I just remembered I've been listening to a few different songs, mainly because Wonder Man put me on to some like old 80s bangers. Our Lips Are Sealed, great song. Once in a Lifetime by the Talking Heads is like my song of like the past year, if I'm being honest. The song is amazing. Music video is really what makes it. Where's My Husband by Testing. I caught it this time. I caught it. The microphone died, but I caught it. Okay. I don't know where it last picked me up talking, but Ray, I believe that's how you say her name. Never heard this song called Where's My Husband. Never heard any of her music before. The song is really fucking catchy though. Really good. I like it. Oscar Winning Tears, same artist. Really good song. Back to Friends, somber, younger guy, like 19 or something. Really, really good. Solid song. These are songs where it's like, okay, you like them, so what? But this isn't really the type of music I'm generally listening to or interested in. Kind of like the not mainstream, but like, like newer pop and that kind of sound. Usually I'm more of like an older music. Anyways, you get what I'm saying. Dolly Parton on the Johnny Carson Tonight Show. That's an odd choice, but if you watch Wonder Man, you understand. Great interview, even better song that she wrote for him. First time, honestly, listening to a Dolly Parton song. Even though it's not an official song she released, but I've never listened to a song by her. I understand the glaze now. I understand the love. Amazing, amazing artist. And yeah, that's all I wanted to add was the music I've been listening to.
Now that I've figured out my microphone situation, I figured I'd record a quick little, what are these called again? Weekly diaries? I'll do another quick little diary. It is Monday, February 16th. It's 10 a.m. on the dot. I stayed up all night again. My sleep schedule is shot. I did before I even get into that, I just want to say, like, thank you to whoever's watching this, even if it's nobody, even if it's just one or two people, even if it's just me 2 days from now on my laptop, like, thank you guys. That last video I posted actually did surprisingly well. I was not expecting that at all. I mean, it is kind of like a gaming type video, I guess, even though honestly the gameplay was pretty terrible. I did nothing. I just kind of yapped while wandering around in Rust, but it got over 100 views, which doesn't sound like a lot, but to me that's like, whoa, that's crazy. Also, I didn't expect the person who made the playlist of the music I used in the background to comment on that video. I mean, it's nothing like crazy. It's not like they're the creators of the music. They just curated the playlist, but it was kind of surprising. I think what happened was I didn't know YouTube actually has like a tag feature. So whenever I credit somebody in the description, like, oh, the gameplay's from this person or the music's from this person, and I put their little YouTube handle, it's actually adding them, I think, and they're getting a notification. And then I finally got like my first actual comment, which was someone completely different. Am I recording? Please. Oh, thank God. See, that's how you know we're back. Which that gets into what I was about to say earlier, which is I made a YouTube community post thing, and just a little brief overview as to why I missed last week. I'm pretty mad at myself about, I went about 4 or 5 weeks of weekly uploads, which is, to me, that's pretty damn good. And it's not like these videos were scheduled to go out. It was like weekly uploads of videos I made and edited that week and then uploaded that week. So it felt good. And then last week I didn't. And even the week before that, I nearly missed the deadline. Deadline, I say. It's not really a deadline. It's a self-imposed deadline. Anyways, yeah, I'm not going to get too into the personal. Even though this is a diary, I usually try to keep the diaries more about me, which that sounds so bad. That sounds like so narcissistic, but it was like family situation is what I'm gonna say. So it wasn't necessarily a situation with me, but it's a family situation I'm dealing with. And last week I just wasn't feeling up to it. I was kind of out of it. I still kind of am, but I'm doing better. I'm gonna be all right. It's tough. Anyways, that aside, like I said, I'm feeling better. I'm recording, but I'm gonna put a picture on the screen. It's the same picture from the community post, but just in case if someone's watching and you haven't seen the community post, my headset that I use to record these videos, which has the microphone I use to record these videos, fucking broke. It's been broken for years. I got it as a birthday gift maybe like 4-ish years ago, and I used it, I wouldn't say heavily, but I used it consistently like those first like maybe year and a half, 2 years. And then after that I kind of just stopped using it because I kind of stopped playing video games and things of that nature. I started doing these videos again, and I was like, I need a microphone. And that headset just happened to have a decent microphone. About 2 years ago, like about the time I stopped using it, there was an issue with it. It had a crack forming on the left ear cup, and it had crack forming in the worst possible spot where the ear cup and the hinge attached to like the headband. So it was super loose and I had to tape it, and you can probably kind of see in the picture, it's really dark, but there's a little bit of duct tape on it, and that was able to hold it for a few months. Like I used it, a few months ago when I did those first 2 videos, and then I've been using them the past month for these videos I'm doing currently. And then last night, or maybe the day before that, I was getting ready to watch a movie with one of my friends, and I started a Discord call, put on the headset, and that shit snapped through the duct tape. It snapped through everything. There was plastic everywhere, and it just drooped down and fell on my shoulder. So that's where we're at now. By the way, I'm calling them out too. That headset is a SteelSeries Arctis 9X. It's a discontinued headset for a reason. That headset is trash. Terrible PC connectivity, terrible Bluetooth, decent sound quality. I'll give them that for a gaming headset in quotes. I don't know why gaming peripherals are a thing. Except for gaming keyboards and mice, there shouldn't be like gaming headsets or gaming microphones. Don't buy anything SteelSeries. Terrible quality control, terrible build design. How do you make a headset that fails at the most critical point? And I'm saying that's the most critical point because if that headset were to snap through the headband right in the middle, I'd prefer that because at least I can tape that up, right? I could tape that, you know, I could glue that. It snapped at the ear cup hinge. I tried taping it. It only held for so long. There's not much you could do there. Like that's the most vulnerable, terrible part. It could have cracked that. Yeah, SteelSeries sucks. Whoever they got to design that product needs to be fired. Needs their any qualifications revoked. They need to go back to school and relearn all this shit. Relearn what's that design software? CAD? I don't know. Go learn again. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it because I was holding onto it all this time while it was kind of broken because it was still usable, but now it's completely like it's just e-waste now. So I saw like an ad for this like a e-waste pickup place. I might see what that's all about because I don't just want to toss it in the trash. Oh, there's so much to talk about. I just remembered. How long have I been recording for? So last week I finally I withdrew from my math course. And like I've said a million times already, I use financial aid. So when I finally withdrew from the course last Monday, immediately, like not even like a minute later, the school added a balance to my account, meaning I had money I had to pay the school for the course I withdrew from. I had to pay like the tuition for the course because I still have to pay that. And then also the money back for financial aid, which would go unused, and they had to like recalculate the financial aid after going down some credit hours. Hopefully that made sense. I didn't really explain that too well. But yeah, I dropped the course, balance gets added. I go through their very confusing software to pay your balance or any fees you owe to school. Super outdated, super convoluted. It's just like, what's the point? I'm going through their like third-party service to pay it, and me being me, I'm not gonna say the word, I'm not gonna say the S word, I'm not gonna call myself this again, but me being who I am, I mixed up my routing number and my account number. I put in my routing number, I put like all my information, my name, address, and then it was asking for like shit I didn't know, or like shit I'm not used to using. It was like, what's your account nickname? It's like, what's my account nickname for my bank account? So I had to go into my bank account, and it was like, I don't have a nickname. It was just the default name. So I made a nickname, then I put the nickname I made just now in, right? It's like, okay, I got the nickname now. And it was like, okay, we need your account number. But account number, I don't know how I didn't put the right thing in. I put in my wire transfer routing number for the account number. So my actual routing number was in the routing number spot. That was correct. But for account number, I put my wire transfer number. Like, what? And the reason that happened is because for anyone who banks with Bank of America, they had like this little, I don't know what it is. I don't know if the right term is an AI chatbot, because it's not really a chatbot. It's more like I guess, yeah, it's kind of like an AI chatbot, where instead of searching through all the menus and settings, you could just press one button, type in a question, and it'll just give you the answer. So usually when I need my account and routing number, I'll go in that little chat box and I'm like, what is my account and routing number, right? So I did that. It spit out, two different long numbers. So I just inputted both of those, bada bing, bada boom, put all my other information in, hit pay fee, and then boom, it was like processing payment, and then it went through, my balance went to zero. I was like, great. The money didn't directly come out of my account because the way I paid it, it's gonna take a couple days. They gotta like process it, confirm it. But then as I'm looking at the receipt after it all goes through, it blurs out with asterisks all your account information except for like the last couple digits of your account number. And I'm like, wait, those last couple digits aren't my account number. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm freaking out. I'm like, I inputted the wrong information. It was like, this is a one-time thing. You can't go back. I was losing it. I literally dropped down to my knees. I'm not even joking. Like, no bullshit. I literally fell down to my knees and I was sitting down. I don't know how I did that. I dropped down to my knees as I was sitting in my chair.
And maybe for like another half hour, maybe an hour, I don't know, I lost track of the time. I was just freaking out because I've never done nothing like that. I've never mixed up my account number with my wire transfer number, like my other routing number. I've never done that. And in the moment, I don't know, like there was just so much going on in my mind. I'm like, am I gonna go to prison? Is this gonna charge somebody else? You know, I don't know. I was just freaking out. And it was like 11 p.m. So there was no one for me to call or nothing for me to do, you know? So after like 30 minutes to an hour of freaking out, I finally am like, okay, let me lock in for a second. It's 12 a.m. at that point, and I'm like, okay, let me email the school. And then after that proceeded the next few days, which felt like torture. I felt like, I don't even know how to put it into words, bro. What I kept saying to myself all last week as I was dealing with this was, I felt like the help desk, like service people I was interacting with last week were playing hot potato with me. And I'm about to tell you why. So I send the email that like, it was like Monday night, right? I'm freaking out. I send the email, I'm like, okay, that's all I can do right now. It's like 12 a.m. I'm gonna go to sleep. I'm gonna wake up. They're gonna get back to me. I wake up the next day. I did get an email back and they're like, sorry, we can't do anything. I had emailed the school directly, like the advising office, like, we can't do anything. You should call the bursar, like financial aid, those people. Oh, I called the service that processes the payment for any balance you have due to the school. And I talked to this guy for maybe a minute and a half, 2 minutes. Is this gonna be bad? Can you guys revert this? How long do I gotta wait? You know, I'm just freaking out. I'm blah, blah, blah. And the guy's like, yeah, I'm looking at it right now. It says, you're gonna have to wait like another day until it's done processing. I'm like, it's gonna bounce, right? Like it's not gonna go through because the information's wrong. He's like, yeah, you're just gonna have to wait a day. And then, so then the next day comes, no change. Only this time, now I have a credit balance. No longer do I have a balance. I have a credit balance, which is, yeah, you know, and this is not the next day after I called the guy. Actually, this is 2 days after. He had told me wait a day. I did, and nothing changed, and I waited another day. So now it's like Thursday. Something did change, all right. Now I have a credit balance. Now it's acting as if everything went okay, everything went smooth. Now I have a credit balance for some reason of however much I was supposed to pay. I'm like, that's wrong because I can't pay that. It's not a balance, it's a credit balance. I'm freaking out again because I'm like, what is a credit balance? I'm like, I can't pay this. There's no option for me to pay it. I'm like, they're acting as if this is like money I can use in the future. This is credit, like what? So then I call the bursar office, like the cash bursar office for my school. And I call them and they're like, yeah, our systems are down, but if you have a simple question, we can answer that. I'm like, the one time I happened to call y'all in the middle of the week, not even at a busy time, it's like 9 in the morning, right? Y'all just opened up. School day just started, if that. And your systems are already down. The one day I happened to call. And so I'm like, you know what? I could have just told her like, I'll call back later. Can you guys give me an estimated time when the systems might be back up? But no, instead I'm like, okay, I'm gonna just tell her my question. She's like, pretty much, yeah, you'll be fine. It's not gonna go through if you input the wrong information. There might be a small fee. That's it. I'm like, okay. And then she's like, really who you should call is the people who process the payments, which is the dude I had called a couple days ago, those people. I'm like, well, I already talked to them. They told me to talk to you guys. She's like, well, you should call them again and check. So then I call them again, and I'm talking to a lady this time, super nice, super helpful. And she's like, yeah, on our side, it says everything went all good, but for the school, it doesn't. I'm like, yeah, because, you know, when I check the school, it says I have a balance now. But when I check the payment processing website, it says I have a credit balance, 2 different things. And she's like, yeah, I think that's an error on the school. And I'm like, this is great information, thank you, but what do I do? I didn't say that exactly. I was being nice. That's how I was feeling on the inside. I was freaking out. Like, these people aren't helping me. They're just passing me around. Hot potato. They're just like passing the problem on to someone else. She's like, yeah, you're gonna have to talk to the school and figure this out. I'm like, oh my God, I just got off the phone with them. But I was like, all right, sure, thank you for the help. So at this point, I've already been on the phone with like 3-4 different people. I've already emailed the school. I'm like, I'm gonna just go up there. So I go up there like an hour or 2 later after I got off the phone with them, hoping their systems aren't down. School is like a 30-minute drive for me, so that's like the main reason I don't really like having to go up there. It's like a 30-minute drive, and then the way there is just, I hate living in the city. I love living in the city, but I hate driving in the city, is what I should say. So yeah, I finally get there. I go straight to the financial aid office. I break down the situation. Whole time, she's kind of just smiling at me. And then when I finally done, she's like, dude, you're fine. We probably talked for all of 5 minutes, if that, maybe 3 minutes. Long story short, she basically just told me, yeah, you didn't have to pay that money. She was like, it's kind of like a blessing that you put the wrong information in because you don't have to pay that money. You got to wait until we redo everything. With financial aid, when you withdraw from a course, usually they gotta recalculate your financial aid. And she was like, you would have just paid the full amount right there. And then she asked me a stranger question. She was like, so you withdrew from a course. She was like, how are you doing in your other courses? I was like, I'm doing all right. Truth be told, I guess I am doing all right. In one of my courses, I have like a 92. By the way, we're only a month in. Another one, I have like a 96. And then my humanities course, I have like an 80, like a low 80. I'm not really sure why she asked that, but I'm guessing if I pass these courses, I don't have to pay that money back. But if I fail a course, I do. I don't know how it all works. I probably should have asked more questions, but it was just multiple days of trying to figure this out and stressing over it. And then I finally get like some actual straightforward answers from somebody. And I was just like, I'm gonna just take the win. I was like, thank you. And I just left. And yeah, I got a lot of assignments due. As always, nothing changes. Even with the math course dropped, I still have so much work. This week I have a couple projects, a couple quizzes, then just like a couple regular assignments. Next week I have same deal, a couple projects, a couple quizzes, a couple exams, and the week after that I have another essay, which I think that essay is actually due next week, but on Canvas it says the week after. I think that's just an error. So yeah, next 2 weeks I got a lot of shit to do. Also, like I said earlier, I did have a voice memo, which was going to be in one of the older videos about, it was after I had a job interview, and I'll kind of just break it down quickly. I had a job interview at a place about like 2 weeks ago. I think it went pretty well. It was all right. Nothing crazy, just, just a regular run of the mill, 9 to 5 minimum wage job, just something to get money. And they had texted me a couple of days ago. Finally, after like a week and a half of not hearing from them, they had texted me back and they were like, yeah, if you want to do a ride along with one of the people, you can. Which the job is like a pool service, pool technician people, they take a company truck and they go drive to houses that pay for the service and you clean their pool. So they text me and they're like, yeah, next week we'll coordinate you with someone else so you can do a ride along. And this is before even getting the job or getting an offer for the job. This is just to see how I'd like it or if I want to do it. And that was a couple days ago, so sometime this week I should be getting information about that, which is pretty cool. If this all works out and I actually stick with it, then I'll be working a full-time job. So that'll be a full-time job, then that'll be school, and then at the same time trying to make a video here and there. I'm not sure how the schedule is going to be in the next couple weeks to follow. Hopefully it's not too crazy. I'm already starting to slip up on my upload schedule and I haven't even started that job or anything. Sorry didn't upload last week. Thank you guys for all the support on the last video. It's been great. Thank you. I really appreciate it. It's giving me motivation to do this, to make one of these, and to want to make more videos. So maybe I will buy that mic. I'll see how this sounds afterwards. But yeah, thank you guys.
Anyways, I'm rewatching this video. This was going to be the original, diary number 5. I've only edited 5 minutes of it, and there's a lot more. So yeah, and then I'm going to add to it all the recordings that are going to be sprinkled throughout with the new microphone, and then I use the PS5 controller. This is all going to be one video. Anyways, the reason I started this is because I was just watching it back, listening to it. There's a part in here where I'm talking about like I had like some essays due and some projects, and I think this was like exam period. So yeah, like a week or 2 ago, dude, I got those grades back for the essay. Percentage wise, because he does the grades weird, percentage wise I got like a fucking 60 on it. The first essay, mind you, this is an intro humanities course. This is like a course people take dual enrollment like in high school. Like this is a course that people take like in their first year of school. 60% on the first essay. He wrote me more feedback than how much I wrote for the essay itself. He did that same thing for our first discussion post, which was just introducing ourselves and giving some background about us and who we are. He wrote more on that discussion post than I did for the discussion post. And on that one, he gave me like a 80 something, a 90 something. That was a discussion post. It was an intro. Yeah, I feel like I did pretty good. I tried really hard on that. And then this essay, I'll be honest, I did it the same day it was due, but I feel like it came out pretty good. It definitely came out way better than a 60. I start off the essay mentioning, what's that movie? I'm blanking on the name. The Human Condition, part 1, I guess, the first movie. I start the essay off by talking about the human condition. The essay is just about the humanities. It's an intro humanities essay. It's our first essay. And I'm over here talking about the human condition, a movie that came out like fucking 80 years ago, 60 years ago. What are we doing? I mean, I tried. I was like, you know what, bro? They gonna love this. And you know what? Like the first sentence in his response to my essay, is about me bringing up the human condition. I didn't watch the movie. I didn't watch the movie. I haven't watched it yet. I plan on it. I've heard they're great movies. I really want to. I've been kind of getting into watching movies more, and I start the essay off talking about it, like particularly harping on the name, the human condition, and I kind of tie that back into the papers he had us read. You know, I was kind of trying to make a connection there. I thought I did pretty good. I didn't really focus too much on it later in the essay. It was kind of just like a hook opener, like, oh, I know that movie. That's a good movie, and that's what he did. If he fell for it, hook, line, and sinker. Still got a 60. Then I didn't even read all his feedback. He wrote more feedback than I wrote for the essay. Where does he find the time to do this? And I'll give him credit. On his syllabus, he says, I will grade your paper and any work you turn in within 10 days. He was not lying. He got back to me like 5-6 days later with that grade. Insane work. So I did what anyone would do. I looked him up on LinkedIn. I'm joking. No, I did look him up. I did look him up on LinkedIn. I looked him up on Rate Your Professor or Rate My Professor. On LinkedIn, he's worked for like multiple universities. He currently works for one of the top universities in my area. And then part-time, he works at the school I'm at. So this is his part-time gig. So I'm already kind of like, oh, come on, man. Then I looked at him on Rate My Professor. I think that's the name of the site. It was bad. That math teacher got nothing on him. His Rate My Professor is in the gutter. And the thing is, as a humanities teacher, I know for sure he knows. I know he reads it. I know he reads it, and he's probably critiquing everyone's review on him. Like, yeah, tough grader. Look at your writing. Tough writer, huh? You know, I know he's just, I kid you not, for the course, the specific course I'm taking, like Humanities 1020 or something like that. I think I saw maybe 2 good reviews of his online course, the one I'm taking. 2 good reviews. There's like 30 or 40 on there. All of them 1 star, like one point or whatever. Crazy. Even the ones that said he was good, maybe only one of them got an A in his class. Believe it or not, my computer intro course guy graded our work pretty quick too. First time hearing back from him. The infographic, he gave me like I think an 80, which is kind of crazy in my opinion, but hey man, I'm still chilling with a 96 in the course. And then on the discussion post that we did like fucking 3 weeks ago, he gave me an 85. And then my public speaking course came out of nowhere with just the right hook. Like I've been feeling kind of down and out of it, and looking at all these grades I was getting, I was like, man, I suck. And I was like, but public speaking got my back, right? Mink, right hook straight to the mouth. I got a 50 on one of the assignments. A 50. It was like a discussion post assignment where we had to write no more than like a few sentences total. Mind you, we're only like a month in, so yeah, I'm gonna end this here. 12 minutes. It's insane.